believe it or not, I was alive in the 70s, but not by a lot. I was born in like the late 60s. So I didn't like really experience that much of the 70s, but as far as the way this looks, it just looks like we've all kind of made the rounds, you know, because like this isn't drastically different than what some people are wearing now, honestly. But those big old bell bottoms and so much like non-cotton fabric.
This is my era right here, and I would not want to go back to it. But I don't see any envelope pants, and those were big as well.
And
That's probably the most embarrassing thing I wore.
do you still find it appealing, and like would you wear it today?
No.
Why not?
Big hair, no. It's very loud, I guess would be describing the clothes of the 80s.
I wouldn't wear. No, I wouldn't wear any of these things now. But if I were wearing, like, if I was in a show where I had to dress like I was in the 70s, I would. You know, that would be fun. Like, it'd be fun to dress up like this, but not like every day.
Yeah.
But like Halloween costume, yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, the 80s? Well, I definitely was in high school in the 80s, so this doesn't look that weird to me. But what's funny is you see the 80s as I saw the 80s growing up on television, but we didn't dress like that. We just saw people dressing like that because it took so much longer to get to, like, I'm not from Kansas, but I might as well, I'm from Oklahoma. And it took so long for any of that stuff to get to our actual stores where we could buy it. This is like, you know, like we were still buying stuff at Walmart, basically, you know. Everybody wore the same clothes. It's like, oh, I have that shirt, you know, like, actually, yeah, because this stuff is not that far out of fashion. Like, you know, like the Miami Vice white suit, you know, that probably has a place. Like when I was in college, I had a pair of white shoes that I wore. It was very not like shoes like athletic shoes.
Yeah.
Like dress shoes. Bad choice.
This would be my high school years. Very much grunge and crazy. So I don't know. I might go back to that one, but it's not very professional looking clothes.
This just feels like jeans, you know, jeans and normal clothes. It doesn't feel that different. I mean, like we get a lot of those like fashion tips from like what's in movies and what's in like what people who are wearing when they perform like concerts and like songs and music videos. And I don't know, I just think of grunge. There's a couple of grunge kind of like kind of Nirvana kind of stuff, but I think that we don't have near enough like flannel shirts, I think, in this part. Maybe it's just a different time period though.
In my own home, I would probably wear the baggy, grungy look, yes.
I don't know. Jeans are real popular. Like there's a lot of denim in this stuff. So people still wear denim. It's like it's been going on. Denim's been popular in our country since like I don't know the 1800s when they first started when Levi's first came out. But I wouldn't wear like flowery shirts and patterns, and I wouldn't probably wear those things. But I would like solid colors. You know, not too bad.
Alright, and do you think like this is similar to the styles today?
Some parts of it. I know overalls are kind of making a comeback, and there are looks that I'm like, that was definitely something that they did in my high school.
Wow. Definitely, I don't know, everything's so big, you know, in these examples. And like what are they called? Chino, not chinos, but there's a brand of pants that just giant. They're just enormous. There's so much denim on these pants. And these are very, very similar to those. And giant coats for some reason too. I don't like and shiny stuff. Like these are definitely people involved in music. And this looks like a famous actress. And and it feels like a lot of bare midriffs too. It's still popular. Yeah.
I don't know what I equate the 2000. These are lots of skin, I guess. I don't really like that. The baggy pants, it's kind of from the 90s. Kind of remember that being started there. No.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't wear this stuff. I think that, like they're more closely tied to, I don't know, like music to me. And when I say like, oh yeah, that'd be cool as a costume, not as an outfit. You know, like I could perform on stage in that, like if I were singing in a group or playing in a band maybe, you know, like then you're okay for you to look like you stand out a little different. Which is why it's funny when these things become what we view as what fashion was during that time. But if you were in Newton, Kansas during these time frames, there's a good chance most of us didn't look like this during that time because it just hadn't got here yet. But it was on television.
Today, I don't think this one is as back as what, like this stuff here is more a little bit of the 70s. The flare really came back in the thousands, and the skin really came back in the 2000s, but maybe not comparable as much as today as the future, like a prior generation.
I don't know. I think fashion today, like, as I work in a public school, so fashion today is, to me, is what can kids get away with? What will teachers not send you to the office or send you to get dress coded for? And so I think we have, as teachers, we get a sort of, I don't know, a skewed view of fashion because we have groups of kids who are like, I want to make a big splash and I want all the attention, and so they might have a lot of skin showing, or they might wear a brand that's really like popular or something. But you know, we're just, as when we're here, we're like in this little tiny place. We go outside of this building, fashion looks a lot different.
I think it'll still revolve right around, and we'll just take little bits and pieces, but there'll be something that's new and exciting that everybody will jump on board, just like there always has been for every generation, and it's not that jaw-dropping because it's happened before.